Patreon is a direct funding method that allows you to support the things you love.
And I have created a 47-slide deck that will tell you exactly how it works in detail.
Wait,
Here we go.
Anthony,
Slide number one.
Anthony.
As you can see by this graph.
I was just going to quickly tell them about patreon.com/wehaveconcerns and a way to support our show. You don't need to do that.
Everybody needs to see a chart, Jeff. Slide number one. Welcome to Alan Watts, motherfuckers.
Wonderful.
Now become a leaf.
Be a leaf.
Be a leaf. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Spiders.
Jury's still out on how I feel about spiders.
I thought it was pretty clear.
I mean, like, here's the thing, man. We've done episodes before where we've talked about things like clouds of spiders coming out of cracks in people's walls. That's not cool. Don't do that, spiders.
Spiders living in someone's ear hole for months on end.
Yeah, but like one spider or like a spider on my floor walking around, no problem. Go about your business, spider.
It's when they gang up.
I don't even kill spiders, and it drives my wife crazy.
Right.
Because if I see like a spider or some sort of bug in the house, I will usually let it go about its business.
I had an experience just the other day. We have our house that we got. We just got a house, and it came with a ring. You know, the ring thing that
like a cursed ring.
Yeah, it came with a little girl and a television. It was very strange.
That's odd.
No, it came, you know the.
But it's in a good neighborhood. The schools are excellent.
The Internet of Things ring thing where it has a image of the person at your door and it'll send it to your phone. Oh
yeah, sure.
So it has that. So that thing needs to be charged. So the way you charge it is you have to disconnect it from the wall and unhook
worthless. It's already worthless.
Yeah. So it went dead, and I went to go charge it. And you have to like reach behind it and push a little button. And I was doing that, stick my finger back there, and all of a sudden the biggest spider comes shooting out the bottom of it because it was living back there.
Spider pranks.
And I was like, Jesus.
You got pranked good.
Oh, man. That spider was waiting so long. He's like, this ring is eventually going to need to be charged. I'm going to get that dude.
The fact that thing has to come off the wall to fucking charge annoys the shit out of me.
But it's useful. When it's charged, it's useful.
Sure.
Anyway, this
spiders.
is not about that. Hey, our Facebook page group thing is in full effect.
It's in full effect, you guys.
This story was submitted on the Facebook group.
Yes, by Ben Sawyer.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. And thank you to everybody who's been just posting random nonsense. I mean, it's for story ideas. It's for story ideas, but it's also just for everyone to hang out and just post whatever. I've posted pictures of my dog in that Facebook group. It's a Facebook group.
Yeah, you hang out. You do.
You do what you do. It's facebook.com/groups/we have concerns. Come join. Have fun.
Anyway, this spider story. Does whatever a spider story can. Let me start this way, actually, with this one.
Sure.
There was a recent entomological survey in North Carolina. What would you guess the percentage of homes in North Carolina have spiders?
99.
You're wrong. It's 100%. Every home in North Carolina has spiders. 100%. And
go ahead, spiders.
They predict that every home in the country has spiders. That
cool.
There are so many spiders in the world that they are literally everywhere.
Dope.
You are living with them right now.
Love it.
There's probably one waiting for you somewhere right now.
Because you told that spider you were going to be home at 11. And it's 1:30 on
worried.
A work night? On a work night? Look. Of course you're allowed to live your life. Of course, as a spider who lives in your wall, I want you to have friends.
Sure.
I want you to. But come on.
Well,
you knew when you were out until 1:30 on a work night. You didn't call?
Some people were having drinks,
and
I thought...
How many drinks? You reek, man.
I had maybe one more than I should have.
Are we good? Because I feel like...
I thought we were good.
No, I don't think you did because this is not your behavior.
You're my spider friend.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Man, I have forgiven the number of times you've nearly eaten me in your sleep this year.
Well, you should have crawled into my mouth through my nose hole.
Where else am I going to crawl?
That's a great question.
I'm just saying, I feel like you've got beef with me that you are not expressing, and it's coming out in some very unhealthy behavior.
Well,
I laid eggs in your ear.
Oh.
And I'm sorry about that. That's something I'm sorry about.
Well, you wonder why I drink?
So we're all living with spiders.
All living with spiders. But the thrust of this story comes down to the fact that according to the scientific study, spiders could theoretically eat, because there's so many of them, spiders could theoretically eat every human being on Earth in 1 year. All the humans on Earth could be eaten by spiders. There are enough spiders everywhere, and they eat enough stuff that it's the equivalent of every human being on Earth in 1 year.
That's what I was going to ask, because when an article like this says spiders could eat every human being on Earth within a year, I mean, my initial response to this was like, yeah, and if lions figured out how to use boomerangs, we'd be fucked. But I don't think lions are trying to learn how to use boomerangs, and I also don't think spiders are trying to eat people.
Lion Boomerang Action Team, it was one of my favorite 80s cartoons.
Sure. It was great.
Was like, boomer, boomerang, ho! And then he had a boomerang. It was a much larger boomerang than it started. Every time he said boomer, it got a slightly larger boomerang in his hand. It started out as a very small, wimpy looking
I don't think you're remembering that show correctly.
No? Boomerang, ho! And then he had a boomerang.
I think you've got a couple of your wires crossed there. Right. But that's the thing, is like, what they're basically saying is raw mass of food that spiders eat is equivalent to this. I mean, my plate of food every night is probably equivalent to the mass of several thousand spiders. That doesn't mean I'm going to eat several thousand spiders.
Well, have you tried several thousand spiders? You might like it. You shouldn't just...
Well, no, because I already had the Blue Apron, and it was like a roasted chickpea, and like it would feel very wasteful to like go ahead and like cook 1,000 spiders when the Blue Apron is in the fridge going bad.
You can suspend a Blue Apron for a week and try the spiders.
But I forgot, and it's like one day I will try the spiders.
I mean, there's a few thousand spiders.
I will eat 1,000 spiders, and then one day, when my powers of dark prophecy finally come to fruition, I will also open my mouth, and thousands of spiders will crawl out.
Yeah. Blue Apron isn't going to leap from your mouth and do your bidding.
No.
I mean, it might.
But they are,
it would be much more delicious.
But listen, they are very flexible, and their meals are healthy, and they're easy to prepare, 20 to 30 minutes. I have no offer code for you. I'm sorry.
I wish... I actually do.
Don't you give out that offer code.
I wish they would sponsor our show. So you're right. So the math here is that spiders consume somewhere between 400 million and 800 million tons of prey in any given year. 7 billion humans on the planet. The estimated mass of the adult humans on Earth is 287 million tons. And even if you tack on another like 70 million tons to account for kids, it's still not as much as spiders eat in a year.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If spiders eat us and then also eat the kids, they're out of food. That's irresponsible farming.
1 year of really, really delicious food. That is really yummy human.
Irresponsible agriculture.
Right.
That is not how you run agribusiness. Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Why are all the headlines for this story written as though the Spider Council all got together and decided they were going to eat us?
I want to bring this meeting to order. Montgomery, is everybody settled? Can we all just settle for 1 second, please?
Sorry. Let me finish wrapping up my dinner for later.
That does look delicious.
Thank you. Sorry.
Montgomery, I appreciate your proposal.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to be disagreeing with you in any way that humans, and especially human children, are delicious.
And not only are they delicious, but I just want to reiterate once again to the entire council, these motherfuckers are constantly walking through our webs without knowing. They're hitting us with newspapers.
My first wife was squished by a human.
I can't. And once again, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Yeah, no, I met Sheila, and she's delightful.
You met Sheila very quickly after. You know what? This is not the forum.
This is not a referendum on my marriage.
Sorry, I apologize. To stay focused, they see us and they scream, which is like
not cool.
Super annoying.
Super annoying.
I'm just like doing Sudoku. I'm doing like 6 different Sudokus at once.
Yeah, no, you love Sudoku.
I love it, and I love doing 6 of them at once with all my arms and compound eyes. Yeah. It's how I start my morning.
It's relaxing for you.
It's relaxing, and then somebody just screams because I'm around.
Not cool.
If we all got together, all of us, we could eat these motherfuckers within a year.
Now, I love this idea, but then I'm thinking year 2.
Year 2.
What's the plan for year 2? Because now...
Go right back to flies.
So we just go right back to flies.
Just right back to flies.
All humans.
And let me tell you something about the fly population once we knock out these human beings.
Yeah.
It's going to skyrocket.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm a spider. I'm smart enough to do Sudoku, but I've never really done an environmental survey on the impact of what we're proposing here.
In your defense, not nearly as relaxing as a nice morning of Sudoku.
God, no.
Takes a lot more effort.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm into this idea. Can we start with their eyes?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. We're going to start with their eyes. We're going to burrow into their sinus cavities through the back of their eyes, and we're going to lay our eggs in their ears as we're eating them.
Oh.
Because once
delicious.
Again, I really love laying eggs in their ears while they're sleeping.
Well, but I heard that whole proverb that you don't shit where you eat. You know?
I've never heard that.
You don't?
No, I'm a spider.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We constantly shit where we eat.
We're always shitting where we're eating. But this is not the Spider Council.
No, this is a bunch of scientists.
This is equal to this. They did a unit conversion on their iPhone. They were like, shit, how many grams is a pound? Okay. Yeah. That's all they did.
It's true. I think
how many pounds of food does a human eat in a year? Because I'll tell you what, I want to convert that into babies, and I'll just tell people how many babies I've eaten this year.
That's a good question.
But I'm not eating babies, Jeff.
We as humans, since you
asked,
400 million tons of meat and fish each year.
All humans?
Yeah.
How many babies? That's a lot of babies.
I'm assuming that's a lot of babies.
That's so many babies.
If we looked at the 70 million tons of kid,
we'd run out of people. We'd have to eat the entire population like multiple times.
Finally,
I'm eating so many babies every year, Jeff.
We finally figured out a reason not to eat babies.
Babies?
It's literally the only reason not to eat babies.
You could convert it into puppies. You could convert it into anything you want.
Any biomass.
Any biomass.
Yeah. So you're saying that this is a misleading headline.
Let me tell you something. If you're the person at this university or whatever, and you are the PR person who got this story out, you're getting promoted. Congratulations. You don't work for a college anymore. You now work for like Coca-Cola or some other evil corporation because you spun that fucking spider story. That's a pun, and I didn't mean it.
No, you did.
I did not.
You went there.
And I said it, and you looked in my eyes.
I loved it.
And you loved it, and I just want you to know, no. This is one of those brilliant science story spins to get us to read a story
so you're
that's
saying
like,
don't be deathly afraid of the spider army that could destroy us all in a year.
Well, what they need to do after they give a statistic like that is tell us how likely spiders are to organize against us.
Well, they can tell you this statistic, which is the average global spider density. How many spiders per square meter?
I would love to measure the Earth in spider density. Thank you so much.
How many spiders per square meter do you think exist on the globe?
Per square meter?
Yeah.
200.
You're actually pretty close. It's a little high. 131.
Okay.
Spiders per square meter, but there are certain quote unquote favorable conditions where it spikes at something more like 1,000 per square meter.
Now, Jeff, I want you to look around this tiny studio we recorded.
This is favorable conditions.
Do you know how small this studio is?
We are sitting in favorable conditions, Anthony.
We're like in an 8x12 room. Okay, so we're looking at a few square meters here. I mean, we're looking at upwards of like 400 spiders.
Where are all the spiders?
Dude, you can't see them.
Why not?
That's the thing about spiders.
Where are they?
I don't know, but they're all around us at all times.
They're constantly watching and listening.
They're constantly listening, constantly lurking, and you can never see them. That's what's beautiful about this. Dude, there are so many spiders maybe on you right now.
They have to be on me.
They have to be because I'm looking around and they're not in the room, Jeff.
They're it's the last place you look is on you.
Is on you because it's the last place you can look. You know how when you're trying to like look, somebody's like, hey, you got something on your back, and you do one of these, and there's that area of yourself you can't see.
Oh yeah,
that's what we call the spider nexus.
That's the spider zone.
That's the spider nexus on your back.
And
no. Yeah,
that's where they all party.
There are at least 30 spiders there.
Oh man, that's when you're like, get that, you just scratch me right back here, and then your friend does, and it comes back
Jeff,
with like spider
you're
bites
about
all over
6
their hand.
feet tall, Jeff. So you're 2 meters tall.
Oh my god!
At your widest, you're maybe like almost a meter wide.
That's 262 spiders.
Yeah,
on
dude.
Me. On me.
You're made of 262 spiders.
I'm more spider than man right now.
We all are. That's what's frightening about this.
Am I Spider-Man?
No, and
Damn
that's
it.
the downside.
That is the only positive that could have come from this.
If I have to say there's a downside to this, is like, yeah, no, nobody's Spider-Man.
No. So here's another statistic you might want.
Dude, on your bed, think of the size of a bed.
Oh, I got to get a smaller bed for fewer spiders.
Yeah. Like if you're on a queen size bed.
Oh, no.
You're rocking 500 spiders on that bed.
That's like a 500 min spider. That's like thread count. You could do spider count.
Dude, my spider count on my bed is definitely higher than the thread count of my sheets.
That's not a ratio you ever want to mess with.
No. For optimal comfort, you definitely want your thread count higher than your spider count.
You do, because you want to die feeling soft. You know? You just want to be able to curl up and let them eat you.
Are spiders softer than sheets? Because
Probably,
they're covered in the tiny hairs.
It's got to be what you're feeling most of the time anyway.
So, like, maybe the spiders are the most comfortable part of a good night's sleep.
There you go.
I bet if we cut open
Are we now doing a Casper ad, too?
I bet if we cut open a Casper mattress, Jeff.
It's just all spiders.
It's all spiders.
That's the magic. That's how they can get it to you.
That's how it expands.
They cut
when
out
you
the
open
middleman.
up the box and it expands.
It's just all spiders.
It's just the spiders trying to crawl out.
They finally got some room to move.
Yeah.
Here's another statistic.
Why do a water bed? Why not a spider bed?
All the spiders on planet Earth, if you put them on a scale, they would weigh about 25 million tons.
Okay.
For comparison, the Titanic weighed 52,000 tons. So we're talking order of magnitude off the charts.
Wow.
So the mass of every spider on Earth today is the
all the
equivalent
spiders
to,
decided to take a cruise at once, there would be no way to do it.
478 Titanics.
I mean, it would be a boon to the off-season cruise industry for sure. And I mean, we should look into that because that's just a good way to use these sort of like aging fleets because young people don't take cruises as much.
Well, you know what it is, Anthony? This is how we solve this problem. We sell all the spiders on 478 Titanic trips, and we get 478 icebergs.
Yeah,
and
we just sink the spiders.
Our spider problem, we got like 25 million little jacks sinking to the bottom.
The spiders,
I will never forget you.
Well, yeah, you know, like 12.5 million jacks.
Oh, you're right.
And then 12.5h million roses.
Right, that's right. If every jack's a rose.
Hanging out on little tiny matchbooks. Oh, tiny matchbooks. Jeff, here's the thing about spiders. They're real good. Spiders is more good than not.
You think? Yeah, a lot of spiders are.
Spiders are great.
Spiders eat things that we need to get eaten.
Yeah.
Like my wife freaked out the other day about a spider, and I was like, no, that's a mosquito hawk. That's a spider that eats mosquitoes. We want that spider hanging around.
You got to let that spider be.
Yeah.
Spiders that eat like fruit flies. We got fruit flies in LA like crazy.
Yeah.
We need these spideys.
It's just like I tell J. Jonah Jameson all the time. Sometimes you need a spider because there's worse stuff out there.
And he's like, I don't care what your opinion of the spider is. Just bring me photos of it.
Yeah, he wants
Get
those
out
photos.
of my office, Kanata.
I'm sorry, J. Jonah, but yeah, you got to understand, you can't write these headlines.
These spiders are a menace. Now get me photos of them.
What do you want? Photos of a menace?
Guys, you're sleeping on spiders is I think the takeaway here.
Yeah, there's spiders all around you right now.
Look around you. Look to your left. Look to your right.
Do you see a spider?
Because they're all over.
It's on you right now. Then.
If you don't see the spider, then you were the spider all along.
Oh, boy.
That's not true.
It takes 2,000 pounds of spiders to consume a 200-pound man in one day. So
that's how many I have to release into the air vents of my enemies.
Yeah.
Go. I don't know. I like a spidey. I don't like him. I don't like them when they lay eggs in a person, and I don't like them when they come out of walls by the thousands.
It turns out there's way more of them than I thought there was.
That's about as many as I thought.
Really?
Well, I thought there were more. When you asked me how many I thought there were per square meter of Earth,
yeah,
I thought there were more spideys. How do you guys feel about a Spideys?
Yeah.
Let us know on Twitter. I'm at A Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And you can hashtag those Titanic. And guys, I know we mentioned the Facebook group up top, but I just want to mention it again. Come on down to the Facebook group.
It's fun stuff. There's people talking about spiders. Anthony's posting pictures of his dog's face.
It's just more of that good Facebook garbage that you've come to know and love from Facebook, but without like all the weird people you grew up with who post things of questionable quality.
Instead of wasting your time elsewhere, waste your time with us and people like us.
Facebook.com/groups/we have concerns.